Thank you, Ciara. Minister, in my constituency of Limerick, I do believe that the theory test could have actually continued the whole way through the pandemic because they're within a portal system. It would have been very easy. Other businesses kept going. This was a very easy system to keep them going to get the theory test out of the way so people could actually even get their licences. It's so important that they actually get the theory test done so they can apply for their licence, because it gets them on the system for the insurance companies going down the line. That is the main thing. We've had people that have no transport, that want to go to college, want to get part-time work, and they've been held up for 9 and 10 months over theory tests being put off all the time. A theory test is a computer screen in front of you. You sit in front, you answer the questions. That's what a theory test is. Other businesses were able to continue. Why weren't they doing a theory test?
Count Gorla, thank you. I'd like to thank deputies for raising these important questions, and naturally, I believe all deputies in the House will have been contacted by their constituents asking about when this vital service will be brought back online. And on behalf of my colleague, Minister of State Hildegard Naughton, I'm answering questions for her, and she sends her apologies. Driving tests for essential workers will continue to be the priority for the driving test service. In line with the gradual reopening of services, driving tests for all those who are eligible to take the test and those who have been waiting longest will recommence in a limited fashion from late May. The further opening of the driver testing service will be the subject of discussions between the Department of Transport officials and the Road Safety Authority in the coming weeks. Due to the suspension of driver testing services in the initial pandemic response, along with the health protocols required since the resumption of services, a significant backlog has developed. RSA driver testers are undertaking driving tests in extraordinarily difficult conditions in an enclosed space where physical distancing is not possible. Testers are also moving between vehicles provided by test candidates, which are not controllable work environments. The Department of Transport is liaising with the RSA on an ongoing basis to meet the growing demand for tests. An additional 40 driver testers have been authorised, along with 36 approved for retention or rehire in 2020. And there are additional test centres, as Deputy Collins asked about that, whether additional test centres can be put online, and they will be. The RSA is making good progress in recruiting these additional testers, and they are expected to be conducting tests by the end of June 2021. The Department and the RSA will monitor what impact the new testers are having as they come on stream and as the COVID restriction level reduces. Further recruitment, if necessary, is currently being discussed. The health of both the public and the testers themselves must take priority, and as a result, it is important to recognise that it will take time to get driver testing waiting times back to normal pre-COVID levels. So regarding driver theory tests, this is not an essential service and it remains closed. And in the meantime, the RSA is engaging with its service provider to examine ways of increasing the number of tests for when services resume. The aim is to increase capacity at all test centres to cater for additional appointments. Pre-pandemic capacity was approximately 15,000 tests per month. When the service is allowed to reopen, the aim is to provide approximately 50,000 tests per month. This would make substantial inroads into the backlog. A pilot online driver theory test is underway for trucks and buses. The rollout of this option to theory tests for cars is planned to begin during May 2021, with up to 3,000 online car theory tests being conducted per month. There will be a limit on the number of customers that can avail of the service during the initial rollout phase, but work is ongoing to make online services more widely available towards the end of 2021. As part of the broader easing of restrictions across Irish society, I'm happy to confirm that the gradual reopening of the driver instruction industry will commence from the 10th of May. Initial basic training, the IBT, this is the course of mandatory lessons that learner motorcyclists must complete with an approved driving instructor and ADI. These will resume for all learners from that date, irrespective of their employment service. Essential driver training for cars may also resume from the 10th of May, but this will only be in such circumstances where the learner in question is a confirmed essential worker. This cohort will be required to download and complete a self-declaration from the RSA website, which they must then present to the instructor before starting lessons. The RSA will also reopen the online EDT portal on the 10th of May to allow instructors to upload completed modules for the learners in question. The RSA has issued a formal communication on these changes to ADIs across the country via the ADI Stakeholder Forum. The gradual reopening of services will not immediately solve the backlogs in the driver theory test and driving lessons. Every possible measure is being put in place to ensure that the maximum number of customers can be served while public health guidance is strictly adhered to. Thank you.
Minister, I'm very disappointed with you. you saying that a theory test is not essential. What about the harvest this year? What about the farmers that their sons and daughters want to help to bring in the harvest? Okay? That is essential. 16 years of age, they can get their theory test and they can drive a tractor on their own farm. And you think that's not essential? It just proves the point that I've been saying since I've been elected. You're too city-based, you don't understand rural Ireland, you don't understand anything about farming. And you've just proven it. You've said that you think a theory test is not essential. Because why? You don't understand the harvest and the people in our area that don't have transport, that need to get to college, that need to get to the grocery, that need to get their part-time jobs. And you saying the people of Ireland are not essential. That's exactly what you've just said, because you don't understand.
I want to thank all the deputies for your contributions, and particularly the constructive suggestion from Deputy O'Donoghue that we bring our driver theory tests online, as they should be, and I'm very happy that that is starting this month and that it will be in the volume of 3,000 tests per month for cars, and that it's happening in other vehicle classes. So while the driving test service is limited at present, the RSA is making plans for when testing is permitted to resume for all, and this includes increasing the number of testing staff. The Road Safety Authority are also looking at whether the number of tests a driver tester can perform each day can be increased. Due to the additional hygiene and sanitation procedures that are now required, each testing slot takes much longer to complete, and consequently the number of tests a tester could conduct per day was reduced from 8 to 5 when the service reopened. Following experience of managing tests under COVID, this increased to 6 in mid-September. The RSA has set up a dedicated web form so essential workers can request a driving test. Anyone looking for an urgent driving test appointment who falls into this category can apply to book a driving test this way. The Department of Transport welcomes the rollout of the online theory testing service, albeit in a limited capacity initially, and the RSA is fully committed to extending the service to all categories of vehicles. However, the expansion of services will take time. Operational, technical and contractual issues have to be addressed prior to further expansion. There will be a limit on the number of customers that can avail of the service during the initial rollout phase, but work is ongoing to make online services more widely available towards the end of 2021. From the start, it has been clear that the first priority is public safety. We want to provide services, and we know that people are looking for services, but we will provide them only to the limit possible while preserving public health. Thank you.